Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, singles longing to get married, and perhaps married folks longing to feel single again. Good evening. Have you ever wanted to try to impress the man or woman of your dreams, but could just never quite manage to say the right words in their presence? Well, you should write love letters. Writing love letters is fast becoming a lost art, just like my favorite hobby, knitting. But don't worry, I'm here to give you a few tips today on conquering nations. Oops, sorry. No. Sorry, that was my last speech, I think. Okay, today, really, I'm here to give you a few tips on conquering affections, matters of the heart. So, very quickly, as usual, my tips are general purpose tips, just like my last tips on conquering nations. So, these tips can be used for other types of letter writing, such as appreciation letters for your co-workers or subordinates, or letters to family and friends. Now, without further ado, tip number 1. Use your own language. There is no need to use flowery talk if that's not your style. Just let your sincerity show. Make it palpable. Let it be felt. For example, you have all in your hands that yellow sheet. It's a love letter from Dylan Thomas, the Welsh poet, to his wife, Caitlin, while he was on a reading tour in America. And notice how sincere he was, and using rather simple language. Now, I will read a very brief excerpt from this letter for you. Cat, my cat, if only you would write to me, my love, oh cat. This is not, as it seems from the address above, a dive joint, saloon, etc., but the honorable and dignified headquarters of the Dons of the University of Chicago. I love you, that is all I know, but all I know, too, is that I am rising into space. She's a poet, by the way. The kind of dreadful, unknown space I'm just going to enter. I'm going to Iowa, Illinois, Idaho, Indiana. But these, although misspelled, are on the map. You are not, have you forgotten me? And so on. You see, it was very simple language, but he was very sincere. That's my tip number 1. Tip number 2, you should ask for the moon, not the stars. Don't ask for too much, especially in a first love letter. Perhaps just another meeting or a drink, because asking for too much could scare off the other person. Now, on the other hand, please feel free to totally disregard this advice if you're not looking for a long-term relationship. I mean, if it's just lust that you feel, there's no need to beat around the bush. And you can still be quite effective. And again, I will give you 2 examples. One, following my advice, not asking for too much. And the other, knowingly disregarding my advice, but working quite well as well. The first example. It was written by Michelle Loverick. She is the author of a book titled How to Write Love Letters. She wrote, other people have chemistry, but with you, it felt more like nuclear fusion. Would it be too dangerous for us to meet again? Okay, well, see, all she asked for was another meeting. It doesn't seem too dangerous, right? Now, the second example. This was from the French prince, D'Jonville, to the actress Rachel Felix on seeing her the first time. Remember, first time, in the 1840s. He wrote to her very simply, where, when, how much?
How much?
To which she replied, Well, your place tonight, free. Scandalous. Simply scandalous. But quite effective, wasn't it? He asked for the moon and the stars, and he got everything he wanted. But then the man was a prince. Are you?
No.
Tip number 3. Write a well-dressed love letter. Think of it as a first date. You want to show your personal style. You want to be appealing. You want to be desirable. Now, what does this mean? It means you should revise and refine your letter. At least check your spelling. It means you should use quality stationery, thick, luxurious paper. And you should write it in your own hand with a good black ink pen. And finally, you should seal the envelope with wax.
Oh.
Use your personal feel if you want to be traditional.
Wow.
And some people like to add a splash of perfume. The idea here is simply to demonstrate that you took the time to make it special. And it was the work of a loving hand. So, okay, let's summarize quickly. What are the tips you need? First, use your own language, make it sincere. Second, ask for the moon, not the stars. Exactly. And 3, what was 3? Write a well-dressed love letter. Now, if all else fails, don't worry. When Tom is here, simply fill out a form for me, including the name of your paramour and any specific matters you would like to address, and enclose with a $100 check. And you, too, will have your very own personalized love letter. Simply write from the heart, and your message will be heard. May the muse of love be with you, Mr. Toastmaster.